just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you keep trying to make progress. So when I look at over 20 years, I look how far I've come. But there's not one step that I took where I realized, look how far I've come. But those series of steps that I put together, I go, wow, that's quite a journey.
ESPN's Man in the Arena, Tom Brady, gives an in-depth look at the legendary quarterback's career, how he went from a sixth-round draft pick to a six-time Super Bowl champion. The series is directed by Religion of Sports' Gotham Chopra, who is with us to tell us more this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you know,
seven-time champion.
Oh, yeah. What did we write? Did we write 6? 7. Our apologies. You know, the one thing I've heard you say about the documentary, and I think a lot of the comparisons, kind of a lazy comparison I think a lot of people are making, is that this is Tom Brady's The Last Dance. But you've made it clear this is not The Last Dance.
Yeah, it's not The Last Dance because it doesn't have the sort of 30-year gap, right, that The Last Dance had with Michael's retirement and then the documentary. I'd say the comparison is apt in that it's a spectacle. I mean, it's a 10-part series. It's 10 hours. It's with ESPN. All of that sort of more cosmetic stuff, but just in terms of the point of view and the storytelling, it's pretty different. I mean, you know, the major difference is Tom's still doing it. I mean, who knows? You know, if they play like they did last night, there's probably going to be an 11th episode. So, you know, and that informs a lot of the storytelling and Tom's perspective in particular.
I think one notable difference, too, is that when The Last Dance came out, a lot of people thought, oh, this is going to be about the team. And people are like, well, it's more about Jordan. You guys you're not hiding this. This is Tom Brady telling his personal story.
Yeah, I mean, it's called Man in the Arena, right? Based on the famous Teddy Roosevelt speech. And, you know, it's not the definitive history of the Patriots dynasty. We didn't interview 20 people per episode and try to cobble together all the different perspective and what really happened. This is Tom's experience across time and what he really learned each season, how it helped him become a better athlete, better quarterback, better person, really, better leader. And so it's very much steeped. And even as we picked other people to interview, it really was through the lens of Tom, like who really influenced him that specific season and helped him grow.
I know you and Tom have worked together before, so obviously he trusts you to tell his story. But I don't imagine Tom Brady is the kind of guy that says, hey, Gotham, we're going to do this, and I'm going to just let you do everything, and you tell me when it's done. How involved was Tom in this? And, you know, was that always a good thing?
Yeah, it's not a question of was, it is, you know, because it's a 10-part series. So we're still, you know, cranking away, trying to get some of these later episodes done. Obviously, during the season, it's different. But no, he's very engaged. And I very much invited that because, again, going back to your prior question, it's Man in the Arena. It really has to be his point of view. And so, especially during the off seasons, I mean, each of these, you know, every episode is anchored by an interview with Tom. And those usually took 2 or 3 hours in of itself just to get his story. And then he's reviewed different cuts. I mean, I wouldn't say he's controlling and, well, you got to get that out, or no, we need more of this. But I think he also enjoys the process. I mean, he's very, you know, curious, and there's no version of Tom Brady that ever compromises. So when he's in on something, he really wants to understand the process. For him, it's always about, you know, less about the destination and more really the journey. And that comes through, you know, it's the same thing. These are supposedly stories of the Super Bowls, the 10 Super Bowls, but really they're the stories of the seasons that got him there.
The first 2 episodes of Man in the Arena, Tom Brady, streaming now on ESPN+. New episodes will be released every Tuesday throughout the NFL season. For more info, check out plus.espn.com or religionofsports.com. Gotham, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, time for Around Town. Hey.